Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Federal Reserve and how their half a point interest rate cut that they're looking to do, how that actually proves that the US economy is not in great shape, because if you have a great economy you can keep raising that interest rate. You can have that interest rate at 10% and your economy should be able to handle it. Now if the economy can't handle it at such a low percentage, which is like what, 5.5 right now, and you're already looking to cut, then that just proves that the economy is in not good shape. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Again, all of it is going to be tied to Bitcoin, talking about how that impacts Bitcoin and how that have a positive effect on Bitcoin. So if you think that's interesting, you know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to cryptollc.org. If you're looking to set up an Asic farm, you're looking to build out your own very first farm, looking to expand, looking for some consultations on building out a farm, we have all those things at Crypto LLC. We also sell miners, buy miners. So if you're looking to sell your used ones, or you're looking to buy ones, we have some of the best prices in the industry. We can also give you consultation on what type of miners to get at your current KWH rate. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, let's go. So today's article is going to be from CoinDesk. Title of the article is a 50 basis point Fed rate cut could raise alarm for Bitcoin. 10x research warns. The Fed is expected to begin its much anticipated rate cutting cycle from next week. So if you guys been in the news, watching what's going on with the US economy, especially for Americans living in the United States, you would know that the Fed was raising interest rate past, I think, was like 2 years. They were raising it just non-stop. 25 basis points here, 50 basis points there, and so on. They were just raising it, trying to fight inflation. And the reason why the inflation existed in the first place is because the morons at the Federal Reserve and the US government, everyone over there, thought that printing money during Corona would improve the US economy. So when they caused a problem by locking everything down, then they thought, let's fix this problem by just printing money and giving it to everyone so they could pay their bills. And then when they did that, they realized, oh no, now we cause inflation, so let's fix inflation. So again, it all comes back to them starting it. They should not have locked anything down. That would have not caused the money printing. The money printing would not have caused the inflation, and then they wouldn't have to fight the inflation. So thanks to them, no one can afford a home in the United States. Right? Thanks to them, housing prices are a total ripoff. Anyway, how is this tied to Bitcoin? So, in about a week, they're thinking about cutting the interest rate by 50 basis points. And what is that going to do to the economy? First of all, they think, okay, from their perspective, from the Federal Reserve's perspective, they're thinking, all right, we stabilized inflation, which they didn't. We stabilized inflation, now we can start cutting, which is not true. It is not stabilized. First of all, if you have inflation going up and oil prices went up by, let's say, 30%, 50% in the past 2 years, you should be worried about deflation, right? Not worried, but you should actually try to deflate it back to how it was before. If everything went up 30%, then you'd be like, all right, we need to deflate the economy and bring everything back down that same 30%. That way, in the past 2 years, your inflation is close to zero. But that's not what they're doing, right? They're thinking about, okay, we inflated everything went up in price. Let's just not have it go higher, right? That's a big difference there. By the way, I'm walking around in a park here. I'll show you guys around. Little park. And so, back to the article. So the much anticipated rate cutting cycle begin next week. So what impact will this have on Bitcoin, right? Now that we know the US economy is not in great shape, again, if it was, the Federal Reserve would actually increase interest rates by a factor of multiple points. So they would go up by 3%, 4%, 5% in one go. So they would have their meeting. They say, you know what, the inflation is really, really high. Let's increase interest rates immediately by 3%. But is that what the Federal Reserve did? No, they were increasing by half a point. They were increasing by half a point, quarter point, That's a joke. You need to increase by a lot. And their argument is, well, the U.S. economy is so strong. It's so strong that that what? You can only raise by basis point. If it's so strong, raise it by 3, raise it by 5. First go, right away. Just raise it by 5. The fact that they couldn't do that, the fact that they knew that the U.S. economy can't handle that. The U.S. economy can't handle 5% interest rate peak, or not peak, raising it by 5%. They knew they can't handle that right away. They can only do tiny little increments because they're like, oh no, it's going to implode. Our little stick legs are going to fall apart if we raise it by that much. So it actually just proves from the very beginning how weak the U.S. economy is, that the economy lives on debt. The whole entire economy is based on debt. I'll show you guys another article here. Not an article, it's a site I found for the United States Federal Reserve interest rate. You guys will see it here shortly on your screens. It's from tradingeconomics.com. And it gives you an idea, like a visual graph of what was happening with the federal funds rate, what the interest rate was for the past 5 years. And you can see it was basically at 0, it was a quarter point, and then they raised it to 5.5. So is that what a great economy looks like? Quarter point to 5.5? You literally went up to 5.5. Like, that's not normal. Like, if you have a strong economy, you don't need quarter point. Okay, banana republics need a quarter point interest rate. If you have a strong economy, you can easily handle 5. People should be able to easily go out, get a loan at 5, 10, 15%. And their business is going so good that they can handle the 15%. The fact that you had the Federal Reserve funds rate at quarter point only shows or proves that the economy is not in great shape. I get these little ducks agree with that. All right, so back to how is this impacting Bitcoin? So, how this is going to impact Bitcoin. Our opinion here at Crypto LLC, we think that by having the interest rate lowered, right, when the economy is not stable, everyone that lives, like average American that lives in the United States knows it sucks, right? Everyone knows that. Everyone feels that. Everyone sees their rents too high. The houses are too high. Inflation is still high. The fact that they're going to lower it, that means they gave up, right? They gave up. So inflation's here to stay. Prices are not going down. The housing prices will never go down. What does that say about the economy? Economy sucks. One way to get out of this is Bitcoin. The impact on Bitcoin. With the federal funds rate being cut, or will probably be cut by 0.5 point, and will be continue to be cut going into the next couple of years, that changes the mindset. I think a lot of investors are now going to be looking at what to invest in. They'll be like, all right, well, the Fed's done raising, now they're cutting, so the economy is not so great. We need to buy things that go up. So what are they going to invest in? They're going to start investing into assets that go up with inflation, which means they're going to be buying real estate, they're going to be buying Bitcoin. Those are the things they're most likely going to be buying. And that should have a direct increase in the price of Bitcoin from here on out. And so it's like a sentimental change, right? You have a sentimental change. Now instead of tightening, they're going to be raising. Automatically has a positive impact, because a lot of investors are going to be thinking, okay, I need to secure whatever I have. I need to protect it. I need to put it somewhere where, as the US economy or as the European economy or whatever economy you're in, as that gets inflated higher and higher and higher, I need to have it in an asset that at least goes up with the inflation. So then at least I don't lose my money. So they're going to be jumping into real estate, like I mentioned earlier. But if you want to actually make money, if you want to actually have a big profit, then you should consider looking into Bitcoin. So, and that's pretty much what we see here going off of this article. I mean, guys, let us know in the comment section what you guys think about the economy, right? Let us know in the comment section. Do you think the economy is stabilized where we could start lowering interest rate? Do you think you can afford that home now? You're like, oh dang, the prices of homes are so cheap. They're so cheap. Inflation's like zero. It's like negative inflation. It's basically non-existent. You know, houses are so cheap now. Yeah, the Federal Reserve can totally lower the rate because it's just so easy to, you know, to buy anything I want because it's so cheap or whatever. Is that how you feel about the economy? Or is inflation so high still you can't afford anything? Can't buy that house, can't get that rent, can't get that car, barely paying your bills, barely paying anything, and then the Federal Reserve is like, oh, that looks about right to me. Everything looks good to me. Yeah, we should totally lower that rate. Everyone in America is doing great. Everyone's having a happy time. Everyone's making a lot of money. So we should just, you know, we should let go of that interest rate because everything's back to normal. Let's put it back to that target of 2%. It's a joke. Everyone knows it's a joke, right? Houses, like in the area where I live, houses have gone up from about like 400 a couple of years ago to 700 now. Okay, even you can even go a little lower, probably like 300 to about 600, around there. So basically, they doubled in price, and you're getting the same, you know, pretty crappy home for that amount of money. It's not a great house, and now you have to pay 700 for it. You know, it wasn't a great house 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, but at least it only cost 300, 200, 300. Now, that same junk costs 700, and you're like, come on, can't, you know, did my income go up 2x, right? You're working as an engineer, did your income go up 2x for you to have the home price go up 2x? Of course not. And that's the point here. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. You guys know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to cryptollc.org if you're looking to build a farm, you're looking to buy miners. And let me know in the comment section what you guys think about these type of videos. We have a video coming up here shortly with Maddox. We went out to their manufacturing facility in the same region here in Washington State. So I'll be showing you guys around their manufacturing facility. It's been pretty interesting to look inside of transformers, things like that. Well, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys like it. Until next time, goodbye.